Let's start with the truth nobody wants to hear. Most of us are not free. We move through life chained by invisible hands, expectations, desires, attachments that look like love, but are really just need. We cling to people out of fear. We sacrifice our peace for validation, and we call it happiness. But what if I told you that staying single, not as an accident, but as a choice, could be the highest expression of freedom? This isn't about hating relationships, it's about something far greater, the Stoic pursuit of inner mastery. Epictetus once said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. And if there is one arena where control is most easily lost, it is in our dealings with love, attachment, and the desperate hunger to be completed by another." The Stoic view of attachment. The Stoics were clear about one thing: suffering arises when we confuse what is ours with what is not. Our judgments, our choices, our actions, these are ours. The love of another person, their loyalty, their affection, these are not. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who carried the weight of an empire, reminded himself every morning that people would betray, disappoint, and fail him. He prepared for it because he understood the central rule of Stoicism: reality does not bend to our desires. Now think of the way most of us enter relationships. We don't simply enjoy companionship, we demand permanence. We want guarantees that they will stay, that they will love us forever, that they will never change. And yet change is the law of existence. People leave, people die, people turn cold. To build your happiness on them is to build a fortress on sand. Why singleness is strength. Choosing singleness in the Stoic sense is not an act of loneliness, it is an act of defiance. It's the refusal to hand your peace over to forces you cannot govern. Seneca wrote, "A wise man is content with himself." That doesn't mean isolation for its own sake. It means that true stability comes only from within. When you are whole by yourself, no loss can break you. When you do not need someone else to validate your existence, you are unshakable. Let's be clear, relationships can be beautiful, but they can also be cages disguised as comfort. When you stay single, you are forced to face the silence within. You meet your fears head-on. Fear of solitude, fear of insignificance, fear of being unseen. And when you conquer those, you stand on ground no one can take from you. The fire of self-mastery. Here's the thing. Most people run from solitude because it exposes them. Alone, you have no one to distract you from your flaws. No excuses. No external drama to drown out the war inside your own head. But this is exactly why Stoics valued it. Musonius Rufus, often called the Roman Socrates, argued that discipline begins with cutting away what makes us weak. Staying single is one of the most powerful disciplines because it trains you to master your impulses instead of being mastered by them. Think about how much destruction comes from uncontrolled desire. Wars fought for love, reputations ruined by jealousy, lives wasted in toxic dependency. The Stoic path is about severing the strings that pull us into irrational behavior. To live single is to sharpen yourself against the stone of temptation until you are stronger than your cravings. Love without chains. Now, let's dismantle a misconception. Stoicism does not forbid love. Marcus Aurelius loved deeply. His writings to his wife, Faustina, carry tenderness. But even there, his philosophy guided him. Love, yes, but without illusion. To love someone without clinging, to care for them without expecting them to complete you, that is love in its purest form. The problem is, most of us are not ready for that. We love as beggars, not as kings. We plead for affection, terrified of abandonment. We imagine that another human being can heal the fractures in our souls. And that is why Stoicism urges us to master ourselves first. If you cannot stand alone, you will never stand in a relationship without leaning. So why stay single? Because it trains us in the highest form of love. one that does not need to possess. It teaches us to see others not as answers to our emptiness, but as fellow travelers. And when you can love without need, only then are you free to love at all. The dark gift of solitude. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Solitude proves this brutally. Alone at night, many of us feel the creeping despair, the voice that whispers, "You are nothing without someone beside you." But look closely. That suffering is born not of reality, but of thought. The reality is simple. You are breathing, you are alive, you are whole. Staying single gives you the chance to kill that lie once and for all. It strips away the illusions until you face the raw truth. You were never incomplete. You only believed you were. There's a darkness in that realization, but there's also fire. Once you endure the silence of your own company and learn to thrive there, you emerge with a resilience no rejection can wound, no loss can destroy. You become untouchable, building an inner fortress. Let's break it down practically. What does Stoic singleness look like? Discipline of desire. Train yourself to want less, not more. Pleasure is fine, but never let it own you. Seneca warned that uncontrolled pleasure turns into slavery. Indifference to external praise, a partner's approval, society's applause, both are outside your control. Epictetus reminds us, cling only to what is yours, your reasoned choice. Daily reflection. Like Marcus Aurelius, write down your thoughts, examine your motives. Solitude gives you the stillness to do this honestly. Memento mori. Remember that everyone you love will die, including you. This is not cruelty, it is clarity. When you stay single, you confront mortality without illusions. What this builds is an inner fortress, a life where peace is not at the mercy of circumstance. The world will call you mad. Let's not sugarcoat it. Choosing singleness deliberately will draw suspicion. People will call it selfish, cynical, unnatural. But remember what Marcus Aurelius wrote. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Truth does not bend to the crowd. The masses chase romance because it numbs their fear of solitude. They cannot imagine living without the drug of attention. But the Stoic knows freedom is not in escaping pain, but in mastering it. To be single is to stare loneliness in the face and walk away unbroken. The ultimate victory. At its core, Stoicism is about one thing: control of the self. The world may collapse, fortunes may vanish, friends may betray, but the Stoic stands. Staying single is a direct path to this strength. It denies the easy escape of dependency. It forces us to confront ourselves, to fight the battle within, and to emerge undefeated. Epictetus told his students, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Staying single, then, is not a retreat. It is the ultimate training ground. It is choosing the harder path now, so that no power on earth can shake us later. So why is staying single the best thing you can do? Because it strips you down to the core of what Stoicism demands: courage, self-control, resilience. It frees you from chains disguised as comfort. It gives you back your life, unowned by anyone else. And here's the paradox. Once you have mastered solitude, once you no longer need another soul to survive, that is the moment you are finally capable of real love. Not desperate love, not clinging love, but the kind of love that is chosen freely, given without fear, and lost without despair. Until then, let us remember the Stoic truth. Nothing outside ourselves can make or break us. Stay single, stay strong, and build a life no one can take from you.